battle. Hey, don't get complacent with your skills. Like always push yourself harder. Even if you outgrow your teammates, your coaches, and stuff like that, don't feel bad because I'm gonna tell you something. With your personality and your skills, you can be a big star in the UFC, and there's not that many stars. They're falling. There's not that many stars, and it could be your time soon, right? So make sure you train really hard. Like I'm talking about, take it like super serious. I don't care if your friends tell you, oh, you think you this, you think, fuck that. You got to be selfish for a little while. It's because Father Time is undefeated. It's going to be a short window, but I'm gonna tell you, keep honing in on your skills. Don't get complacent, because that happened to the best of us. It happened to me. My shit don't stink. You know what I'm saying? I stopped training. I stopped training as hard. I did. I was a big star, and I stopped training as hard. Like, fuck it, bro. Like, dude, you could be a big star.
Well, that's the other thing I'd say is like, fortunate, like, because normally there's like a lot of things I can watch this and be like, okay, I can do this better, I can do this better, I can do this better. And normally when you have that, you're like coming off of a loss, and so it's kind of like, even though it wasn't like the performance I wanted, it's like, all right, cool. Like I got all this stuff and I saw all this stuff with Randy Brown. Now when I go into the rankings and I fight those guys, it's like now I can take everything that, all the little things that I didn't do well, and I can kind of tweak those things. And like you said, not be complacent, get better. You know what I'm saying? Keep on developing as a fighter, continue to develop those skills. And that way it's like, because I'm sorry. This is like a roundabout way of like saying this.
What he's saying is don't get complacent with your skills and don't get complacent with your scales.
Yeah. That's why I said it, because you miss weight.
Fuck.
Well, let me ask you an honest question. Not to hamper on the make weight thing. Not to hamper on the make weight thing, but I do want to ask you this just because we are all on Team Battle.
Yeah.
Like we all want to watch you do great in the UFC. And these are icons, right? So when they're talking, I'm talking from a silly point of view. They're talking from a point of view. They've done it, so they can say whatever they want.
No, facts.
But not making weight, does that make you think going into this next kind of off season before your next fight, and you're not in a camp and you're kind of just walking around, are you going to stay in fight shape? Are you going to stay training as if you were getting ready for a fight? Or do you just balloon back up and then try to just cut weight again?
Let me speak on this right before you get into this, because as you're coming up the ranks, you don't want this shit to haunt you. I mean, like one's cool. Two starts to become like a career hunt,
Yeah.
And if you want to be up in the game, respect yourself, respect your opponents, and the people will respect you, and just like, take it seriously, because like you get a hall pass, all right? But just move forward and fucking, man up and make sure it doesn't happen again. I like you and I want to see the best for you, and I want to see the rapport come back and get the earning you deserve.
Yeah.
Great advice from a real champ.
I hear that. It's like on that point, it's like now going into this, like the past couple fights, my walking around weight was probably, before I would diet down to get into cutting range, my walking around weight would be like 200, 205 pounds.
What?
Yeah.
At 170? You fight at 170?
But then I would diet down to like 191, and so fight week I would be 191. I would cut from 191 down to 170.
How many pounds is that?
34.
No. From 191 to 170?
20 pounds. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. That's not that bad. But it's like I gotta like really like work hard and to diet down to there. So like now it's like, all right, my walking weight needs to be 195.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's just like, after this is like, all right, just don't take the fight. Like if you're not if you're not walking at 195, just like, know yourself, know your enemy. You'll be like, just don't even like say, you know what I mean?
If you see that 200 on the fucking scale, be like, shit,
right.
Slap yourself in the face and do a fast. Do a Rampage 24-hour fast.
Yes,
I mean, you got to be like Randy Brown. What was he? Is he ranked?
No, he's not.
He's not ranked.
Yeah,
but you
got to be on the verge. I mean, like he's a. I've seen him around. He's got some good wins. I mean, you're on the verge of getting in that, cracking that top 15, top 10.
Yeah.
And you want to be on your shit. So I mean, respect yourself, and you shit will come back. You can rise faster.
How long is your how many weeks are your training camps?
I mean, well, it really just depends. You know what I mean? Like this one was the fastest turnaround I had at welterweight. You know what I'm saying? Before the UFC, when I was still fighting at middleweight, like I used to fight like 4 times a year. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that big of a deal. This one, it was really like I had the fight. I went to Vegas to go like do some, fighter stuff, you know what I mean? And they were like, hey, you want to fight Randy Brown in December? I was like, hell yeah, I want to fight Randy Brown.
But how many
in
weeks
December.
away was that?
It was about 8 weeks. So it was enough time. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially me thinking, like, in my head, I'm like, 8 weeks is plenty of fucking
That's plenty of time.
Yeah. It was just like, I think, you know, once again, like being real is like in the week, 2 weeks between when I got off of the fight, I ballooned up a little too much. And then when I was trying to like go right from cutting weight to ballooning up to cutting weight again, then my body was like, I don't really want to cooperate.